Hello! How are you doing today? My name is Benjamin Beaver, and I am here today with this beautiful mushroom. You see? Have you seen mushrooms in your yard or on your walks through the woods? They come in lots of different colors. They can be white, like this one is kind of like a lighter brown or tan color. They could also be blue or red or orange. There's all sorts of different colors. But this one, you see, a lot of them, but not all mushrooms, but a lot of them have like a stem like this one, like right there. And then they have what's called a cap. This cap is on top here, this flatter part. It's like, do you wear ball caps? Well, a mushroom wears a cap too. And underneath the cap, it's got these gills. These ridges that grow underneath the cap. And they're called gills. They're like fish gills. But they're not like fish gills. They're just called the same thing. They do two different things. Gills on a mushroom actually produce the spores. So up under here, the mushroom produces these spores. And spores are these tiny little things, little particles that are kind of like seeds because they spread and they produce more mushrooms. This is what the mushroom grew from. And that's what makes it a fungus. Fungi are organisms that produce spores, and they spread by those spores. They grow more fungus by those spores. And so you have these spores of a mushroom will land on a nice, moist forest floor, and another mushroom might grow from it. So the mushrooms grow from these spores, and a mushroom can produce billions of spores even in just one day. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of spores. And spores can be different colors. So some spores are red or orange or white or blue. Really, really cool. And spores are tiny. They look like little specks of dust. They're so little. And when these spores will land on the nice forest floor where it's moist and shaded, or on a rotting log, and they'll start growing. And a lot of mushrooms, they will grow fast. Like this one here, it rained one day because mushrooms really like moisture and they like the rain. And it rained, and then the next day, this mushroom popped out of the ground. It wasn't there, and then all of a sudden, it was there. Boom! And then it grew, and then this is what it looks like 2 or 3 days after it first came out of the ground. Cool, cool, cool. Not all mushrooms grow that fast, but some do. So cool. Mushrooms are just cool, cool, cool. And some don't have the stems like this one does. So there's a whole variety of mushrooms. They come in different colors. They come in different shapes. Some are poisonous and some are not, and people eat some. But remember, only an expert can really identify accurately a mushroom, which type of mushrooms, because they can be really, really tricky. But they're so beautiful, so interesting, and so beautiful. So next time you go on a walk in the woods, or maybe it'll rain and then you'll have some popping up in your yard, be on the lookout for these cool organisms, these mushrooms that are fascinating. And then we learn more and more and more about them, because they're just so much to know. They have different parts, and they have different names, and they have different things that they do, and just really fascinating. And some animals actually will eat mushrooms. Like deer like to eat them sometimes, and snails like to eat them. But again, people can't eat them unless they're identified by a mushroom expert. Just keep that in mind.